Hello everyone, good morning. Today is 19th of June and I welcome you all to the Hindu newspaper analysis discussion. So guys, let's start with the video. In the today's video, we are going to start with the Hindu newspaper analysis discussion. Okay guys, just give me 1 minute. Okay guys, so let's start with the discussion. First of all, I would like to tell you that you can download the explainer notes of this entire session from the Telegram channel. Link for the Telegram has been given in the description box in YouTube. Now, first of all, let's see the overview of entire newspaper so that we can understand that actually which articles are important in the today's newspaper. So guys, here on the first page, Biren asks Mizoram CM to protect Metis, MLAs. So basically guys, from so many of the days, this Manipur crisis is going on. So in this particular direction, the article has come. However, you are not required to follow it every day for the exam point of view. Then further moving on, Indian drugs under lens in Sri Lanka over adverse events. So basically guys, we have seen this particular thing that recently Indian imported drugs, they have caused certain complications fine in the Sri Lanka, and recently these particular kind of issues have happened in Africa also. Okay, and basically guys, point is that India, when we talk about India is supposed to be the pharmacy to the world. Okay, and in that particular direction, these particular things bring a bad name to the Indian credentials. Then further moving on, after that, on the wrong side of history and law, fraud exposed, nothing important in this article for the examination. Then further moving on, so in the regional section we have the regional issues and then these advertisements etc which have been given. Nothing much relevant has been given here for the exam point of view. So guys, directly we will be moving and will directly come to editorial section. Now in editorial section, first article, what Indian should be saying on the to the US on June 21. We'll see this particular article for the examination. Then further, responsibility and the complexities of the climate leadership. We'll see this particular article also for the examination. Then massacre of innocents, so Uganda and Congo. Okay, so basically the Islamist militants. Okay, uh, basically they have carried the attacks and all such things. Okay, then further moving here, emerging challenges to the Dravidian model. Okay, so we'll see this particular article with respect to the exam, what is carrying, what are being carried here. However, guys, you are not required to go too much in detail in this particular article because the article is going in too much of the nitty-gritties with the issues going in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so not that much. Then further moving on, a case of proprietary versus politics. Fine. So basically the political issues going on in the southern India and they are being talked about. Then after that, vapor joy, part of new trend in Indian cyclones. Okay, so guys, this particular article is talking about fine. Basically, the data have been collected from the regional specialized meteorological center, and the article is giving about the cyclone disturbances between 1891 to 2022. Okay, that how much disturbances have been carried by the cyclones. Then further text in the context page, China's developmental security approach. Now, this particular article is talking about the confrontations going on between the China and America, where recently USA has suspended some of the firms, fine, or the Chinese firms, and the China has also done the same kind of thing. We'll see this particular article for the examination. Then further moving on, guys, Telegram bots. So basically, when we talk about this particular article, guys, so in Telegram, there are the bots, which are simply the computer applications within the Telegram app, which can carry certain tasks. For example, any person with basic computer skills can design a bot which can answer queries, which can generate some pre-responses and pre-generated response could be given, etc. Now it has been said that there are the many bots, okay, which are showing the unconsented photographs. There are some of the bots which are saying that okay, you can buy this is mobile number at this particular price, but all these are the scams, all these are the fake things that are going on. Okay, so these particular things have been provided in this particular article. Okay, however guys, the article again doesn't contains much of the substance with respect to the examination. Fine, so no need to go too much in detail in that. Then in Man Ki Baat, PM speaks on emergency efforts to eradicate TB. We'll see this particular article for the examination. Then Gita Press Gorakhpur has been awarded the Gandhi Peace Prize for 2021. Okay, so basically it has published a lot of books, approximately 14.7 crore books in 14 languages, fine, including the 16 crore copies of the Gita. Okay, however guys, again moving on, no need to go too much in detail in this particular in these particular action. Then further moving on, we have largely here the political articles, statements, etc. Fine, nothing much important is there on this page. Then states look for alternatives as center restrict FCI purchase. We'll see this particular issue, what this issue is all about. Then further moving on, Adi Purush writer, nothing important in these particular articles for the examination. So we'll be moving on. Moving to the world page, Blinken arrives in Beijing as US and China look to mend fractured ties. Okay, so over the past few months, we have seen that the confrontations between the China and US, they have increased a lot, and in order to repair that, this particular visit has been made. Okay, so we'll see the takeaways which will be coming out of this visit eventually. Then further, Israel's Netanyahu to move ahead with judicial reforms. Fine. Then further, moving on, guys. Today we don't have business page. We have this money wise page, and it is talking about the many parts of mis-selling. Fine. The article again not is much important for the exam. Then we have this sports page. Okay. Then guys, further moving on, in the last we have this science page. We have this science page. But the article which has been given in the science page today, it is going in too much of core research biology, which is not important for UPSC examination. I'll tell you what this particular article is. So basically, guys, you all might be knowing that the humans, they contain 23 pair of chromosomes. 23 pair of chromosome, in total 46 chromosomes are there. Now when we talk about the males, okay, so males have XY chromosome, female have XX chromosome. So XY chromosome, fine. So basically this Y chromosome is responsible for this maleness. Okay, Y chromosome is responsible for the maleness. Now basically guys, what has happened? What has happened? So basically researchers, they had come out with a sequence. They have come out with a sequence of the chromosomes, and they have traced the history. They have traced the history of these chromosome, as how the Y chromosome has evolved over the years. So different research papers, different university findings at how the Y chromosome has evolved, such kind of things have been given. Again moving on guys, fine. Are you required to read this particular article? No, please don't go in this article, because exam specific substance has not been given here. Okay, uh, then so this is all about this particular thing. Now guys, let's discuss all the relevant articles one by one in the detail. Okay, so as I was telling you that you can download the these explainer notes from our Telegram channel. So first, in every class we take the GS quotation, which can be used to complement our answers in the GS paper number 1, 2, 3 and 4. So today we'll take the quotation from Desmond Tutu. So Desmond Tutu said that, do your little bit of good, do your little bit of good where you are. It's those little bits of good put together that overwhelms the world. So goodness, kindness have it has an compounding effect. You do some good, I do some good. If everyone will do some good, this good collectively will overwhelm the world and would be sufficient to build the world of morality, to build the world of kindness, to build the world of empathy. So never think that your effort might be meager, your effort might be less. Wherever you are, give that effort. This particular quotation can be used for the GS paper number 4 ethics. GS paper number 4 ethics, we can use this particular idea. So that is all about this particular quotation. And now let's discuss the articles one by one. Okay. Now, so first, China's developmental security approach. Now, this particular article, guys, we'll see with respect to GS paper number 2, international affairs, GS paper number 2, international affairs. And here we will see this particular thing with respect to the China US. China US. Now guys, understand this particular thing, that when we talk about the GS paper number 2, particularly international relation, India specific articles are actually important, but understand China and USA both are very important trade partners, geopolitical partners of India, China even being the neighbor of India. So the development that is going on will be important for India's perspective also. So let's just see this particular thing. Okay, let's just see this particular thing. Okay, here's this question. Sir, good morning. I have query regarding magazine reading. I mean, how should we approach, learn and revise magazine? First of all, now learning is something which is not going to help you in this particular exam, seeing the type of questions that are being asked. Now the focus should be on developing the broader understanding, and on the basis of understanding, you are expected to solve the questions in examination. So if you want to follow any magazine, you can, but reading newspaper has become even more essential nowadays to develop that broad understanding. So keep on reading the newspapers or following the video, whatever you are feel comfortable, whatever you are comfortable in, and at the end of the month you can follow the magazine just to revise the things that you have already seen in the month. Now, so basically guys, let's take this particular article. Now let me give you some of the background information. Basically guys, right now we find this particular thing, that see here, when we talk about the China, when we talk about China, some of the basic background information will take. So basically we have seen that after China's independence till 1978, China stayed in a kind of an isolation where China did not open their economy. Okay. However, in 1978, China came with the open door policy. And here in this open door policy, they liberalized their economy. They started to cooperate and collaborate with the USA also. And this particular thing helped China to grow in double digits. By 1990 came, by the time 1990 came, the world started noticing the China's double digit growth. And there was concerns that were raised that if China grew at such rapid pace, eventually tomorrow China might challenge the hegemony of the USA. But here China said that no, our policy is of peaceful rise. Okay, so these words are very important. Okay, you need to write them in the exam if there is a need. So China said that our approach is of the peaceful rise. Okay, fine, they carried. However, as further their growth was going on, okay, now here this was the narrative that China gave to the outer world. But what was the China's internal strategy? China's internal strategy was hide your capabilities, hide your capabilities and bide your time. Hide your capabilities and bide your time. Don't let world see what you are capable of till you have gained the sufficient strength. This particular thing carried. Okay. However, guys, post 2012, we have seen that the Xi Jinping came on the leadership front. Okay. And we find this particular thing that after Xi Jinping came, China has been, particularly post 2015, China has been driven with an arrival factor. Arrival factor. Now, arrival factor means that China feels that now sufficiently we have arrived on the global stage. We are a big economic power. Fine, virtually the world is dependent on China for most of the critical needs. And here the China started its ambitions to become a superpower. It exposed its ambition to become the superpower. Now, in order to become the superpower, China first will try to seek the regional hegemony, then thus China will start to seek the global hegemony. Now, these particular plans of the China now are well known to the USA, and US wants to save their hegemony. Now, so therefore, we find this particular thing that this Russia-USA confrontations that are happening every day, they are not the confrontations on the basis of ideology. They are not the confrontations on another factor. Rather, these confrontations are this, that China will challenge US and US wants to save their hegemony. So these, basically these cat fights and all such kind of things, they are happening every day. Okay. Guys, is stream clear or not? Guys, is stream clear? Can anybody tell if the stream is clear or not? Because here I can see there is some issue. Let me check on the mobile phone. Okay, I think everything is clear. So basically these issues are going on now. Now recently what has happened, China is coming forward with the security versus development approach. Now let's understand this particular thing. So basically guys, what happened recently, China, they have announced that the USA's chip developer, that is the Micron, okay. Now, China has put the US chip maker Micron under the investigation. China had said that what has happened, they are posing the threat to the national security, and in the equipments that are being used by the Chinese forces, they are now not allowed to use those equipments which have used the Micron chips. So, China says that these Micron chips, which are the chips of the US developer, they have been designed in such a way that they try to steal the sensitive information. Moreover, guys, before that, what has happened? This is the first development. The second development is that China has also raided the office of the Cap Vision. Now, what this Cap Vision is? Cap Vision is a consultancy firm that connects the China-based experts who have the background in defense, military, finance, high-tech, trade, energy, to the other overseas clients. So these people, they have many businesses, okay. So when they have to connect with the other governments, okay, so to pass the regulatory red tape and to connect with the officials of the government in the other countries, this consultancy firm is there, the Cap Vision. So it has raided the offices because it has been said that the Cap Vision is also trying to divulge the sensitive Chinese information to the Americans, okay. Before that particular thing, guys, that what we have seen, USA already, they have provided this particular thing that China will not be able to procure many of the computing chips that China needs for making of their supercomputers. Now see this particular thing. So basically there are many of the US manufacturers which have a which basically have the prowess in computing chips. Now China would not be allowed to procure that. This is something which has impacted the China. So in return, China has also banned Micron. Now basically, as we talk about this particular approach, now what China's concern is, China says this particular thing that development is important, but the idea of development cannot be isolated from the idea of security. Both development and security are important, and China is now concerned with the non-traditional security threats that now it is facing. Now basically guys, traditional security threats of China was the border disputes that were there, terrorism, these were the traditional security threats. But non-traditional security threats are the cyber security threats. Fine, data leak, information leak, these are the new non-traditional security threats that have come. Now guys, in order to safeguard its basically itself, China has recently also came out with the counter espionage law. Counter espionage law. Now, this particular counter espionage law provides this particular thing that all the documents, data, or any material that is related to the national security, it will be protected on par with the state secrets. Fine. So this is something that China is now coming forward. Okay. Now basically guys, because of this particular approach, now China is also in a kind of a dilemma. What kind of a dilemma? So right now we see this particular thing that there is development approach on another hand and then security approach on the other hand. Now when we talk about the development wants that the economy should be opened up. There should be more liberalization. Private sectors need to be given. Private sectors are needed to be brought. So developmental approach wants opening, but the security approach, it wants that you need to strengthen, you need to tighten up the process. Okay, information leak should not be there. So these two forces are diametrically, they are applying the force, and because of this particular thing, now China is confused. Okay, on one hand they want to make a business friendly environment, but if they will be raiding the offices of the Cap Vision as they have done, it will not be bringing the business friendly environment. Okay, but China says that the security is equally important than the development. Now this is something that is happening. But guys, here if we'll see also the Chinese double standards. Now when China's concerns with US are there. China say development and security challenges both will be taken along with, they both will be taken side by side. But when it comes to India, now see this particular thing, post 2020, India has brought forward that now we know that the Galwan confrontation happened in 2020, and since then many of the confrontations on the boundary has happened. So India has banned some of the Chinese apps already in 2020, and India brings that till the boundary disputes will not be solved, will not also be moving on the trade front. Then China says that India needs to hyphenate. India needs to hyphenate the development and the security. Security talks or boundary talks will be held in some separate platform, and the development economy, it is something different thing. India should not mix them both. But China is now mixing them both when its case with the US is coming. Okay, so this is guys all about this particular article. I hope that you have understood it. And now we'll be moving to the next article. States look for alternatives as center restricts FCI purchase. Okay, now let's understand this particular article. This particular article will see with respect to GS paper number 3, food security. Food security. First of all, guys, let me give you some of the basic background information. Now, guys, when we talk about hunger, understand this particular thing, hunger. Okay. So basically, guys, hunger is according to Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, hunger is a state when minimum dietary energy requirement. Fine. When the caloric intake. Okay. Just we'll connect this particular topic with this article. Okay. Now understand this thing. What is hunger? According to Food and Agriculture Organization, hunger is a state when your caloric intake is less than the minimum dietary energy requirement. Then a person is suffering from the state of hunger. Okay. So see, every, for example, every machine needs some fuel to run. In the same way, our body also needs some fuel. Okay, and that energy, fuel that we need, it is measured in terms of calorie. Every food you eat will give you some calorie energy. Okay, so if the calorie that you are getting is less than minimum dietary energy requirement, then it will be the state of hunger. And according to Amartya Sen, hunger is a condition of 3 A's. A, the food is not available. The food is not available. B, food is available, but food is not affordable. And C, food is available, food is affordable, but food is not accessible. Okay, so either if one of the A or all the 3 A's are missing, there will be the problem of hunger. Now India faced the problem of hunger till 1950s. Till 1950s, hunger was a problem largely because of this first A. Food was not available. Food was not available. What happened? India procured, basically here we used to procure food from America under the PL 480 scheme. So food was not available here. To solve it, we came out with the Green Revolution, and with the Green Revolution around 1970s, 80s, we actually had the sufficient food supplies. But then they become the problem of food affordability. So in order to solve the challenge of the affordability, what happened? India came out with the system of, India came out with the PDS system. India came out with the PDS system. So basically on one front we have FCI. We have FCI on one front, which procures food grain from the farmer. Fine. Basically which procures the food grain from the farmer at MSP, giving them the minimum support price. Then this food is given to the poor people. Then this food is given to the poor people at highly subsidized prices. Okay. And also we give a guarantee of the guarantee to the people. Okay. We have the National Food Security Act. We have National Food Security Act. Now, National Food Security Act gives the guarantee that 66% of the people in India, they will be provided the subsidized food grains. 3 rupees kg rice, 2 rupees kg wheat, and 1 rupee kg coarse grains. So, under National Food Security Act, we give the guaranteed food grain to the people, 66% people of our country. Okay. How much food is to be given? So, basically, 5 kg per person. 5 kg per person will be given. However, the poorest of the poor household, that is the Antyodaya Yojana household, they will be given 35 kg flat entitlement per household. Okay, so this is the way we are giving the food grains. Okay, and here we are solving the problem of affordability. Now guys, understand this particular thing. That We know this particular thing, that people who need food, they will be in all the states, they will be in the all the states. So what happened, the central government will provide to every state the quota of food grains that these states have to deliver through the PDS to their people. Okay, so basically the food that is being given through the PDS to the people, that beneficiary identification will be the responsibility of state, giving them food will be the responsibility of the state, but actually the food grains will be given by the central government. Okay, this is something. Now understand this particular thing, that the food corporation of India, okay, it runs a scheme by the name of open market sale scheme. Open market sale scheme. What is this open market sale scheme? Now see this particular thing, the food grains are being given to the state government, but actually FCI is procuring much more food that actually will be consumed in 1 year. At the same time, we also know this particular thing, that many number of a times the godowns etc are not there, many number of a times godowns etc are not there to store the food properly, so a lot of food gets rotten. So therefore from time to time, under the open market sale scheme, the food grains will be sold. Okay, they will now be sold, and state governments can actually buy the food grains from the open market sale scheme. This is something. Now guys, what has happened, we have seen this particular thing, many of the state governments are over and above. Now National Food Security Act, 5 kg food grain let's say will be given. Over and above this, the state governments, they give extra food grain to the people also under the various different scheme. For example guys, for example, I will just give you one example, that is the Annbhagya guarantee scheme. Here 10 kg of free food grain will be provided. Okay, so some states provide the extra food grains also. So what they do, they buy the food under the open market sale scheme from the FCI. Now earlier when we talk about this particular scheme, earlier when we talk about, just a minute, yes, when we talk about this particular scheme, so basically the maximum quantity of food that could be taken in one bid was 3000 tons, was 3000 tons. But now what has happened, center recently have come with an order, and they have said this particular thing, that now the maximum food that can be taken under the bid will be from 10 to 100 tons. Okay, so the quantity of food that can be procured from the FCI, that particular quantity has been reduced, and the government is saying that we have done this particular thing so that this scheme can reach to other players also, apart from the state governments also, apart from the state government, other players also, this scheme can reach. So they have said this particular thing. Now this issue has become a political issue. Okay, now the opposition parties, they say this particular thing, that the governments where the BJP is not there, okay, other governments, okay, other political parties, they have promised the food grains, and so that they are not able to give the food grains and extra food grains, center is not allowing them. Okay, so this is something that has happened, and even the Kerala had said that they will be taking a legal action on this particular thing. Now understand guys, this one more issue I want to tell you here, one more issue I want to tell you here. See, this is a very important issue actually. When we talk about guys, National Food Security Act, National Food Security Act, this act actually came in 2013, and this act provides, now understand this thing, this act provides 75% people rural India, 50% people urban India, and total on pan India 66% people will be provided food grain. Okay, fine. Now basically guys, the beneficiary identification has actually happened on the basis of 2011 census. 2011 census, let's say in 2011, I'm just taking a hypothetical number, in 2011 population of India was, let's say, 100 crore. So 66 crore people, 66 crore people will be given the food grains. But today in 2023, population of India has actually increased. And according to certain estimates, let's say today we have 140 crore population. So basically more beneficiaries have to be added. Okay, so now the food is to be, more food is to be given to the state government. But now the more food is not coming to the state government. Why? Because the beneficiary list is actually on the basis of the 2011 census. So over and above what the center is giving, state has to procure more food grains, but now they will not be able to do this particular thing because of the change in this open market sale scheme that has come. Okay, so I hope now basically guys, Today, so if we are facing the problem of hunger, now again coming back to the problem of 3A, availability, affordability and accessibility. So availability, food is available, food is affordable also, but the accessibility is not there today. So the today's hunger is the problem of accessibility. I hope that you have understood this entire correction. So this is all about it, and now moving to the next article. Responsibility and the complexities of the climate leadership. Okay. Now, this particular article, guys, we'll see with respect to GS paper number 3, climate change, environment, fine, international climate negotiations. Okay, fine. So basically, guys, little bit of a background. First of all, you might be knowing that there is United Nation Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC. Under the UNFCCC, the countries they meet and they discuss that what goals they can take to reduce the carbon emission and to save the world from the climate change that is happening. And therefore, they come together under the conference of parties. Last, that is 2022, COP27 was held in Egypt. COP27 was held in Egypt. Now the COP28 is to be held in 2023. This COP28 would be held in UAE, that is the United Arab Emirates. Now, every country where whoever is hosting the COP, they will also be nominating a president of that particular year's COP who will be responsible for for steering the talks or the discussions in that particular COP. So today, this particular year, the president designate of COP28 is Sultan Al Jaber. Sultan Al Jaber. Okay. Now, what is happening? Many of the developing countries, okay, many of the developing countries such as Bangladesh, Maldives, okay, the Climate Vulnerable Forum. Now, what is Climate Vulnerable Forum? Climate Vulnerable Forum is a group of 58 most climate vulnerable countries such as the island nations who will be submerged if the sea level has risen. Okay, so basically these countries, they are saying this particular thing. Okay, basically what has happened, this is a vocal campaign that has actually got started, that don't allow minister Sultan Al Jaber to be the president or to be the host of the COP28. Why? Because it is being said, that he is the CEO of the Abu Dhabi National Oil Company. He is the CEO of the Abu Dhabi National Oil Company. So therefore, a conflict of interest comes. Okay, in the COP, countries are saying that carbon emissions are to be reduced down. They are talking against the oil and all such kind of a thing. And here, the CEO of a oil company is the president. So it will lead to the conflict of interest. But basically, it has been said that such kind of reservation is unwanted. Why such a reservation is unwanted? Arguments have been given. It has been said that when we talk about the Sultan Al Jaber, he is also leading the Masdar. Now, what is Masdar? Masdar is a renewable energy company, and it has made a lot of investment in the solar plants, into the wind power plants. Moreover, UAE also is running the Barak nuclear power plant that generates 6 gigawatt of the clean power, and Masdar, which has been led by the Abdul Jabbar, Masdar and IRENA, that is the International Renewable Energy Agency. They have signed an agreement that they will be tripling the renewable energy capacity by 2030. So we see this particular thing that Sultan Al Jabar's vision with respect to the renewable energy happens to be more promising. Okay, so therefore they should be given an opportunity. Moreover, also it has been provided that the Sultan Al Jaber can also demonstrate to Europe as well as North America that what they can do. It has been said that Sultan Al Jaber, because of his influence, he can signal the sovereign wealth funds, multilateral development banks, that they finance the climate transition, they finance the they finance the renewable projects. Moreover, the UAE also is leading the UAE's leadership for the clean energy targets is also starting from 2025. Okay, and it has also been provided that a lot of money is being invested by the Abu Dhabi as well for the clean energy. Moreover, understand this particular thing that in COP 2028, if Sultan Al Jaber is given the participation, then it can also be an opportunity to engage with the fossil fuel industry directly. Okay, because you have to acknowledge they are the ones who are leading, who are responsible for pollution. So this industry is also to be engaged. So this could be an opportunity. So this is all about this particular article that has come here. Now, moving to the next article. Emerging challenges to the Dravidian model. Okay. Now, this particular article will see with respect to the GS paper number 2 issues related to the development social justice. Now, a lot of dimensions have been given here with respect to the Tamil Nadu here, which is not that much important for the examination. But let's see what the article actually says. Okay. So basically, guys, a few days back, there was this issue going on in Tamil Nadu. What happened? Tamil Nadu introduced, Tamil Nadu tried to bring an amendment into their Factories Act. Now, what this particular amendment was, what that they were trying to bring. So basically, what happened? Tamil Nadu proposed that the working hours will be increased from 8 days or from 8 hours to 12 hours every day. From 8 hours to 12 hours every day. Now, this particular thing was protested by the workers that it is going against the labor norms. Finally, what happened? Tamil Nadu withdrew that particular provision, that particular amendment. That happened. Now, the article says that when we talk about the ideal of the Dravidian model of development or the idea of the Dravidian model of governance, they have always focused on inclusive industrialization. And in this inclusive industrialization, they want to ensure that the fruits of industrialization reach to everyone. The poor people should also be covered. And Tamil Nadu has focused to address both economic deprivation and social deprivation at the same time. Economic deprivation, they have tried to address the poverty and hunger by their reforms, and the social deprivation, the caste inequalities that are there, they have also tried to focus on them by bringing reforms. Moreover, moreover, in this particular direction, when we talk about the challenge that Tamil Nadu has also resolved is the prosperity and productivity, both they have brought together. The challenge they have resolved is that prosperity and productivity, both they have brought together. Now, further, when we talk about Tamil Nadu, it has been said that Tamil Nadu has also been a state which has also achieved structural changes and poverty reduction simultaneously. Now, what is structural changes? Basically, when we talk about Indian economy, even today, 54 to 55% people in India, they are directly and indirectly involved into the agriculture. But at the same time, we know that agriculture contribute to just around 14 to 50% of our GDP. So 54% involved in one sector which is contributing to 14 or 15% of GDP. We find this particular thing that it is a structural challenge. But China has solved this particular thing. And Tamil Nadu has solved this particular thing, and we find this particular thing that today there is the lower share of agriculture. Today there is a lower share of agriculture in the total employment in the Tamil Nadu. Okay, compared to the all India average. So all India, the number of people that are involved into the agriculture far less comparatively are involved into the Tamil Nadu. The next thing that comes in this particular direction is that Tamil Nadu also has also balanced the needs of the capital as well as the need of the workers. So basically, when the capitalists are given more priority, it has been seen that workers' rights are exploited, and when the workers and the workers' rights are given more importance, capitalists say that okay, we don't like this particular thing. You are bringing so much of the labor norms. It is impacting the ease of doing business and all such kind of thing. Okay, but Tamil Nadu has solved this particular challenge. Moreover, also it has also been seen here that when we talk about the wage share in national income, it has been falling across the world. In Tamil Nadu, the wage share in the GVA, the wage share in the Tamil Nadu has went up. Moreover, the state also have a good advantage of the skilled workforce, good infrastructure, good institutional ecosystem is there. At the same time, we also find this particular thing that Tamil Nadu has also good forward and backward linkages between the industry. Okay, for example, what is a forward and backward linkages example? Suppose I am a sugar mill. I need sugarcane. These are the backward linkages. Then the sugar has to be marketed into the market. Okay, so for that there are the forward linkages. I need a retailer, I need the salesman, I need marketing. These are the forward linkages. So in backward as well as forward linkages also, Tamil Nadu has done very good work. So when we talk about the education, in education also Tamil Nadu has done a good. For example, in higher education, the enrollment rate in Tamil Nadu stands at 51.4%. Now all India average is just 27%. So Tamil Nadu's higher enrollment rate is double than the national average, but actually it has not helped the transition that much. Still there are the challenges in the quality of school education, lack of infrastructure, okay, and all such kind of things. So these are, guys, some of the issues that are there which Tamil Nadu has solved successfully, which the other states can also learn. So in governance also you can give example of many of the case studies, and here the case study of Tamil Nadu can serve a very good example. So please use it in your GS paper number 2 governance related answers. Now moving to this article, what Indians should be saying to the US on June 21. Now guys, the article doesn't contains much of a substance with respect to the examination. So there is this rhetoric that is there which comes every few days in the newspaper, that India is crippling the human rights. Okay, it is not very much concerned with the religious freedom and all such kind of things. Okay, so now moving on, the article says that recently India surpassed China as the most populous country. Okay, and every person started saying that this is Indian century. Fine, we will have a demographic dividend. What is demographic dividend? Demographic means related to population. Dividend means advantage. Demographic dividend means that when we have more and more working people, when we have more and more young people, they will participate in economy, and because of that, economic advantage will come. So economic advantage because of favorable population. That is called as demographic dividend. So India is now will now face the demographic dividend by 2030. By 2030, India's working age population to its total population would be 70%. Okay, so working age population to the total population would be 70%. These people can contribute to economy. These people can work in the human resource. Okay, and this is going to be a very good advantage for the India. But at the same time, it has been said that when we talk about the India has seen for more than 200 years colonialism, which actually eroded a lot of traditions. And in 1947, we started to reclaim our heritage, we started to reclaim our traditions, and we have acquired distinct secularism, we have acquired harmony and all such kind of things. But what has happened today? The state, intrusive state power, majoritarian nationalism, it is eroding what we have achieved since 1947. It has been said that the watchdog groups, okay, such as United Nations Commission on International Religious Freedom and many other groups, they have said that religious oppression of minorities are going on in India. Moreover, they have also said that removal of the status of Kashmir, okay, dilution of Article 3, dilution of the Article 370. Fine, Citizenship Amendment Act that was brought, National Register of Citizens that was brought, expelling the Muslim refugees, okay, and treating them the second class citizens. Okay, no, sorry, NRC, it is aimed at expelling the Muslim refugees. This perception has been created over the last few years, and this perception is leading to insecurities. This is something which has been said by this particular article. Okay, now guys, this is obviously a subjective thing. Okay, the article might say that such thing has happened, but on another hand, it might also be said that no, actually the inclusive development is coming. So it is all subjective. Article says that we find this particular thing, that all these issues are happening. Fine, and because of this particular thing, there are many developmental challenges that India will face. Particularly, it has also been said that many of the advocacy groups, environmental groups, NGOs, they are also under the threat. For example, Oxfam India, Fine Environics, Legal Initiative for Forest and Environment, Center for Policy Research, fine. In many of them, their foreign contribution licenses, their FCRA licenses have been cancelled. Now they cannot accept the donations from the foreign. Then next it has been said that there are also attempts to undermine the intellectual and administrative autonomy. Institutions, universities, okay, where the student activism was there, their credentials have also been diluted. then the persecution of the NGOs, independent research groups, that etc. is going on. So this is something which have been provided in this particular article, which should be addressed immediately by the India, as this particular article says. Okay. So this is all guys about it. However, for examination, you are not required to go too much in detail in this particular article for our point, for our exam point of view. Okay. Then the next article, in Man Ki Baat, PM speaks on emergency effort to eradicate TB. So we see this thing that Prime Minister makes a monthly broadcast, Man Ki Baat. So the Man Ki Baat is actually broadcasted on last Sunday of every month, but this month it has been broadcasted earlier because Prime Minister is going on a two-nation visit to US and Egypt. Okay. So Prime Minister, what has discussed in the Man Ki Baat? He has talked about the how dairy farming is picking up in Jammu Kashmir. Fine. Disaster response that was given by India uh, for this Biparjoy. Then how the conservation, conservation of rainwater, afforestation. Fine. Moreover, he has also talked about the TB Mukt Bharat Abhiyan. Fine. So India has taken a target that we will make India TB free by 2025. Okay. So the TB Mukt Bharat Abhiyans mention he has also made. Moreover, for TB Mukt Bharat Abhiyan, there is the Nikshay Mitra program that is going on. He has mentioned about that also. Now, what is this Nikshay Mitra program? So basically guys, the TB patients, okay, so the social organizations, NGOs, villages, panchayat, individuals, they can adopt the TB patients, can help them, can ensure their treatment is done properly. Okay, moreover, these people can also remove the stigma against the tuberculosis that is there. Okay, so this is the Niksha Mitra program that has also been mentioned. So these are guys all about this particular article. Beyond that, nothing much important is there. The politicians, the opposition members, they have said that though Prime Minister had talked on Man Ki Baat, but has not discussed about Manipur and all such things. But that becomes more of a political issue. So we'll not go in that. Then the main practice question for today. So question reads that 21st century is a peculiar 21st century is of a peculiar nature, touted as India century, but it is also one full of paradoxes and challenges. Comment. So this will be a GS paper number 2 question 10 marker. Okay. So try to write on that. So this is all guys about it. And with this, we come to an end to this session. I hope guys that you have understood and you have liked the video. That is all for today. Thank you so much.